This is Katy.
And this is Patience.
And we're Gummy Buddies.
It was my pop can.
Oh. Hello.
You know what's funny that I just thought
On my
about?
chair.
I think some people probably think that that's the same intro every time. But it's literally us doing it on cue every time.
Do you think we do it the same? Like, really?
I feel like when I listen back to our episodes, when I listen to the beginning, it sounds like it could be like the same thing.
I mean, are we fools for wasting our time doing it new every week?
No, it's our ritual.
Yes, it's our sacred ritual of starting the podcast. Hi, guys.
Hello.
We are here again, and it has been, St. Patrick's Day has come and gone. Did you do anything special for St. Patty's Day, Patience?
No, I kind of forgot that it was St. Patrick's Day, and there was only one of my coworkers who wore green, and I was like, if anybody pinches me, I'm gonna smack somebody. And my one coworker who's like always just says not coworker, patient, she goes, just tell them that you're wearing green somewhere where they can't see. And I was like,
a little eyebrow.
I'm like, okay.
I was wearing green somewhere where they couldn't see. I wore a green bra, green underwear, green socks. The only thing that wasn't green on me were my black jeans and my tennis shoes. But I had everything.
She had shamrock glasses on. The bow. Did you wear the bow all day?
I didn't wear the bow or the shamrock glasses, actually. I ended up just wearing the little doodle bobbers, the antennas. So I had shamrock antennas. And then they were like the leprechaun hat antennas on the headband. And then one of them fell off halfway through the day, so I had like one risque, one off to the side.
I would have just like tore the other one off and put it in the middle as like an alien or something.
Yeah, it was whatever. It was the end of the day, but
we didn't do anything. Other than that, we didn't do anything. Like we didn't. You know what? This is crazy thought. Mm-hmm. You talked about the leprechauns. Mm-hmm. I still don't know what St. Patrick's Day is celebrating. Or, like, what's the point? I said that to someone, like, flat out, and they go, we celebrate the Irish, and I'm like, but why? And I was like, that just sound mean.
Well, that's what I was going to do the history of it, but because you did the Valentine's, I was like, let me just do something a little different. And it was actually, like, St. Patrick, went and he did lots of good things in Ireland, and so they all celebrated him. And
go St. Patrick!
Yes.
I didn't know that.
It was like they had feasts and everything, like, to celebrate him and his contributions in Ireland and stuff. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had no idea. Yeah. Some lady was like, we just celebrate the other Irish, and I was like, okay.
Do you remember we talked about it being like Americanized really heavily and stuff like that? Yeah. So it was a lot more serious and like kind of made me think of the Thanksgiving type of thing when I was reading about it. So, but I'm not Irish, obviously, or am I? And it was a trick all along. Oh. Other news: we had a blizzard, a mighty blizzard. It was mighty, just not here. It, like, swept through town. Somebody didn't have to go to work.
Yeah, it was really nice to have a day off.
Yeah.
All my clinics closed, so...
Yeah, I'm not jealous.
Actually, some of the western ones were still closed because the power's out. They won't restore it till Monday.
Really?
There's a patient of ours who lives in Iowa. He got 11 inches. Okay, stop. Okay. Yes, but he did get, like, all the snow that they predicted, and I was like, that sucks for you, and I'm like, look at this nice weather. It was really great.
Yeah, it was crazy how we were in the eye. It swiped through, like, this band of a blizzard, and then when you looked at the radar, it was like a perfect circle that passed right through our little tiny town and our little, local city.
Those are my ankles cracking.
I heard that.
They're hurting.
I feel
Yeah, I can't believe that just is, it's amazing and great. Like, it makes me so happy because when I go to work, or when I went to work today, I was like, they're like, so how much snow did you get? And I'm like, None.
None.
And I'm like, suckers, you get it all, and like, we got nothing.
I know. Usually we have the worst. Like, we have it way worse than people in the city usually, so.
I was so happy, so thankful. Go Mother Nature.
Our problem is that we live in a very, shocker. We live in Nebraska. There's a lot of cornfields. I know, it's surprising. But they chop down all the trees to grow the corn, and then what happens is anytime there's any remote kind of snow and wind combination, it just blows right over the roads, and it drifts to such an intense drifts. I cannot.
Drifts.
It goes across the road, and it's a nightmare. You were so cute. She just took the gummies that we have. We have Lifesaver gummies in a little pile next to our Delta 9 50 Shades of Green gummy that we're going to click on shortly here. And she made a little rainbow stripe pattern. I want to take a picture of that. It is so cute. Even though my camera... Secrets! Secrecy! Can't open camera, free up at least 500 megabytes of storage.
Katie, I'm so surprised your phone hasn't died because of how much you use it.
No, I don't.
Not Cat Snack Bar. What happened to that game?
She's still there. I haven't uninstalled her yet, but I've moved on to Match Factory.
Oh my god.
I have a problem. I play Mistplay a lot. Like, a lot. But at least I get an Amazon thingy out of it eventually. Right now I've got a lot of points saved up too. I'm up to like almost 9,000. Which I think it's 3,000. Yeah, I'm up to like a $15 gift card, I think. I'm gonna be rich. And then they have a max you can redeem too. I think it said like $500 or something in a year, and I was like, well, that's bullcrap. And then in my head I was like, what am I worried about?
Like, you're actually gonna reach 500 in the year.
Me and my octopus arms with 8 phones around me, just frantically playing Match Factory, Mahjong, and Cat Snack Bar at the same time. Oh, okay. We are going to clink very shortly. We have one quick thing we want to announce. We have our very first, very appreciated Patreon member. Will, thank you so much for subscribing. We were so grateful. And I'm sorry for the late shout out, but we wanted to specially thank you. For anyone that does not know what's on our Patreon, go find it out and be cool like Will. Right now, stop the podcast. Pause it. Go. Spend $3. It's not going to kill you. And then you can unsubscribe right away. Then you get to see cool videos of Patience and I doing neat things.
Okay. Not that way. Not that way. Fun things.
Yeah, but we do actually have a large content dump that we're going to drop on it soon. We've got a lot of videos that we've already got saved in our pipeline. We just have to finish editing and dropping them in there. So stay tuned. It'll be worth your $3, Will. I'm sorry. There is some stuff up on there now if you want to check it out. Again, that's patreon.com/ You are worst QE.
It's because I was thinking of something else when you cued me.
Check it out at patreon.com/
Gummy Buddies Podcast.
There you go. I would have liked a little more enthusiasm, but we're great. Oh, that's what you were trying to poke at me for. We forgot to set our timer. We're not strict on our time.
No, but it's like a nice reminder of how long we've been doing this, because we could probably sit here for a few hours.
You're going to be the one that has to do that because of my 500 megabytes of space. I can only do so much on my phone.
Okay. And then before we get started,
you have your story.
I have to tell you my story.
We also need to do one click plug. One butt
plug. Plug us.
Okay. All right. So while she's pulling that up for her story or the timer, I know words. I got words. Get in our DMs, drop in them, and enter our contest. We will pick our favorite quote. Drop us your favorite Gummy Buddies quote right now.
It's free, people.
Free. Message us. We want to hear from you. If you are out there, if you are listening, if anybody is alive out there, send us a message. We'd love to hear from you.
We're not scary.
Anything. Yeah, we're really
And we're
nice.
not judgy. Do you hear the things we say?
We're so judgy.
No, we're not.
You included. We are too judgy. But
we judge ourselves. What are you saying?
We are doing through Easter. Easter, we're going to pull our favorite Gummy Buddies quote out of our DMs. So stay tuned and we're going to announce that you're going to get a sweet 6 snack basket as featured on our Instagram at
Gummy Buddies Podcast.
One of these days you'll speak it clearly and not be covering your face and pay attention when I prompt you. These things I have to put up with, people. Pull yourself together. I should get like a thing to smack you with.
I think one day what I'd love to do, you know, those like neon signs that are the cursive, I'd love to do like Gummy Buddies in the cursive. And
like
then,
the one you got. Oh, I have it saved on our Amazon Gummy Buddies wish list.
And then also have like the gummy bear. And then like we have it like just as neon.
I want it so bad.
I think that'd be really cool.
Like all of our super bougie wishes. We made an Amazon wish list as if we were rich. And we're like, one day we'll be millionaires and be able to afford a really cool podcast setup. If you guys knew how we recorded,
it's comfy cozy.
It is comfy and cozy. We made it our own, darn it. But it's also not, you know, you do work with what you got. Until one day one of us wins the lottery. It's gonna happen.
Someday. Mm-hmm. I actually just watched the Golden Girls episode where they found a winning lottery ticket and then they gave it to the homeless. Or like the church.
No way. I don't remember ever seeing that episode.
I was like, that's so sweet. It was like a $10,000 ticket and everything, and they were gonna like buy all this stuff, and they're like, it was actually funny because Michael Jackson somehow ended up in the episode, not like the real Michael Jackson. It's just a part thing in it, and I was like, this is a good episode. I like this one. This is a good one.
I have proudly gotten patients into Golden Girls. I'm so happy.
I'm actually like pretty far. I think I'm almost done with season 4.
Wow.
I watch it all day at work. Like, that's all I watch.
They're my girls. I love them so much. I've even gotten my 10-year-old son, Kaden, he just randomly started watching it with us one day, and he binged like 2 or 3 episodes. And then he asked me to put it on the other day. He's like, Mom, can we watch The Golden Show? And I was like, yes. Yes, we can. Am I at my peak happiness as a mother? Yes. I was sitting there doing a puzzle, and Kane's like, can we watch The Golden Show? And I was like, yes.
The one girl that I work with said they're making a remake of it. Like, of different people, but it's like what it was. I'm actually kind of interested because you know how, like, in the Golden Girls where they mention people that are, like, not from our time, so it's hard for us to understand, like, the pun.
That's true. Yeah, there are some jokes that fall flat because we're like, I don't know. It's like, you can tell it would have been funny
back then. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping that, like, whatever they do, it kind of...
I'm not wearing lifesaver gummies as a thumb ring.
I'm hoping it, like, will make sense to us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be cool. I mean, I would definitely watch it and give it a try. I love the original so much. I know you're going to bawl your eyes out. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but last episode, I just know you. And just because it's the finale, you're going to bawl so hard. I will be there for you. Do make me a solemn swear right now. You do not ever watch the finale without me.
What if I just don't know that it's the finale? Will I know? How many seasons
you see how many episodes are in it when you're watching it.
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah. As long as you're not just like randomly hodgepodging through, you'll know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I solemnly swear.
And they do a good job of like not leaving it weirdly open-ended. So it's a very satisfying ending. Mm-hmm.
I love those.
Like those good finishes, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Last thing. Mm-hmm. So I'm not in a cranky mood. I'm just not in the best mood. I'm slowly getting there. I think when I get high, it'll kind of cheer me up. I had a really rough day at work, and I haven't told Katy yet why. I texted her earlier today, and I was like, I'm so angry and annoyed. Mm-hmm. So my raise wasn't that much. Right, remember?
You did tell me about that. Mm-hmm.
So basically all the extra stuff that I was doing was I basically haven't been compensated for it. Mm-hmm. So I just stopped doing it. So I value myself more than like my job. Like I have standards. Everyone has standards. Mm-hmm. Calm down. It's okay. It's okay. I literally, so my team lead, she now has a different role where she'll float in this stuff. And she messaged me out of the blue. So I knew something was up. I knew. Like I felt the feeling. Because I'm like, you don't message me to not tell me that something happened. She, after this really long conversation that we had, finally brings it up. And she goes, someone brought it to our attention that you have been abbreviating notes. And they don't like that. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? Because I have mine done a certain way. Each clinic has their own notes, how they like to do them, whatever. I can't. Like, I'm actually so mad.
What?
So there's a doctor. Omar Akbik. Okay. It's spelled A-K-B-I-K,
Okay.
comma, Omar. That's how they're put on the schedule.
Don't sue us, Dr. Ock, Doc. If you're not going by that, you're welcome. All right, sorry.
So I abbreviated it to A-K-B-I-K. So his last name is Akbik, comma, O. They were upset because I took off Omar and just put O.
What?
And I was like, you're telling me someone snitched, picky, whatever, brought this up to the line of that it's a problem. For what? Because I abbreviated a doctor's name? They do that on signature papers when they sign orders.
Yeah, like...
Why does it matter?
I'm confused. So the notes, okay. How does that affect anything? Like,
nothing.
Is it just private notes for your facility?
Yeah. So, like, basically on the notes, when someone's scheduled, I put, like, how many visits that their insurance approves, if they're a fall risk, and then I put, like, diagnosis, doctor, and their insurance.
Okay.
And I shorten it as much as I can. Like, if it's bilateral, I put BIL.
Okay.
Like, I just shorten it.
And that's never an issue?
Never an issue.
So, devil's advocate... The only reason that I'm like, well, I could see it is if there's a second doctor with the exact same last name.
But there's not. Okay. There's not. They brought up specifically Dr. Akbik for this reason. So I just spam messaged her. Like paragraph after paragraph after paragraph.
Oh no.
I'm like, I answer this busy clinics calls all day long. I help this other busy clinic with their scheduling. So I'm basically helping run 2 big clinics. Then I have my own. I'm like, and then with the crappy raise you just gave me. So
did you mention the raise too? Or
well, I told her that, because she doesn't determine my, like, raise, it's someone else. But I told her about it, and I was like, I'm not doing as much as I used to anymore. Like, I'm done.
You just don't have the motivation.
I feel so taken advantage of to not be compensated. So today, after that, she just kind of like, was okay, like, I'm sorry, like, this happened. And I go, thanks for telling me. After that, I didn't do a single thing for the rest of the day. This was at like 11:30. Nothing. I logged off my phone system, so I couldn't answer any more calls. So then it was like 4:30, and 2 of the other girls who already don't like me were like, why aren't you online? Why aren't you taking your calls? Why aren't you doing this, this, and this? I just read them. I was like, I'm not responding to you. Because each one of you have to nitpick something that I do, which isn't even affecting you directly.
And you don't know, so you, as of now, you have no idea who specifically?
I do know who it is. This came from the girl, the only par that's at the Bergen location. She's the only one there, and she was the one that said something. And I was like, even when you had your 2 other people, your clinic still didn't run smooth, and I still was fixing things. So
I get why you're mad and annoyed. It does seem something trivial and stupid.
But, like, you can see, so, like, we have to keep the referrals on every visit, because basically, like, when they write their notes, it instantly gets sent to the doctor. The referral has the doctor's name on it. When you schedule them appropriately, the doctor's name already gets put on there for you to send it out. There is no reason why me shortening someone's name to that small letter affects anything. I'm just so mad about it.
I would definitely... I'm torn. Like, I'm trying to put myself in your shoes. I think I would be just as annoyed, and I would probably, like... I would have a hard time not going directly to the person that said that. I mean, like, hey, if you have something you want me to do differently, like, please feel free to message me and just say, hey, I know this is weird, but could you please do this? The thing is like, I'm going to say this in the nicest way possible. You're not a person that takes critique well.
No.
At all.
No, because I feel like...
But I get it, because I'm the same way.
Because I feel like most of the time I do things right.
As we put things out on the internet.
So, like, I feel like I constantly do things by the book, how they're supposed to be done. And I've done this for so long. Why does it matter now, in this moment? I really don't understand. And I knew something was going to get brought up because of the conversation she was kind of, like, leading it to. And I think she knows that... Not that I can't... I can't take the criticism. But I think she knows she also doesn't want to tick me off because obviously I won't do anything.
Here's how those conversations go with me when I have critiques that people give me when I'm in your shoes. I'm like, okay, I recognize that I'm not perfect and people do things differently. But here's what I ask of you. I want to know why. I need to know. I need justification for why I need to change the way I'm doing something in order to properly adapt that. Like, typing out a name that takes you 2 more seconds. Okay, I can do that, but it would be great if you could please explain to me your reasoning why. Like, if she says, I have dyslexia and I keep on mixing it up with this other doctor, I would be like, oh, I got you, girl. I will do that for you. No problem. The fact, I think your beef, like, if she said that, something like that to you, if she gave you any reasoning.
When she first told me, I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I abbreviate something? Like, I was so, like, confused what she said to me. Mm-hmm. And I was like, can you, like, explain? Because I was like, the only thing that I'm abbreviating are, like, I put 12 visits, I'll put 12V. It means 12 visits. It's, like, a general thing that, do I know? Thing that everyone knows. Like, it just didn't make sense. So then when she was like, oh, I just heard through the grapevine that this happened. And so
like
now,
it was an incident or something. Mm-hmm. And it's just wow.
So now that she has, like, this team lead position, she's more, like, having to be involved in things. Mm-hmm. And so I think this was one of her, like, first acts of, like, having to prove that she can be a team lead and, like, help direct us in a...
So you feel like it wasn't even, like...
that big of a deal, but someone made it big a deal. Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah, super annoying.
That's my day.
I would be very annoyed. Or, like, my handwriting, shocker. Check out her Instagram. It's not the prettiest. I was raised by my father. That's my only defense. Strabismus. I feel like my eyes just went in different directions. Oh my God. But yeah, I have, like, little post-its I write all day long. And when people critique that and they give me grief, they're like, what does this say? I get so defensive because I know my handwriting sucks. But I'm like, I sit there and I parade the note around and I go, what does this say? What does this say? And I make everyone to read it. And everyone's like, it says blah, blah, blah. It says blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, see, everyone else could read it but you. And I'm so defensive for no reason.
I think that it's just more frustrating because, you know, like, when you do so much work, not that it goes unnoticed, but it's, like, kind of swept under the rug with how much you do.
Yeah, like, you think that would earn a boon for something stupid like that.
Yes.
You think there'd be a part of them that's like, you know what, she does a lot of extra work, and she just got a credit raise. Let's just leave her alone. Like, I'm so glad I'm the boss now because that happens. Like, now that I've proven myself that I do really, like, run circles around people at work, and I like, you can see the numbers where I get so much more done. It's so nice to just be given the benefit of the doubt. And, like, Roxy's so good about that. She respects me. And even when she comes to me where she wants something changed or whatever, she knows how defensive I get and she knows how, like, emotional I can get. So she already, like, preempted this, like, Katy, I'm going to tell you this, but I don't want you to be, you know, don't get your feelings hurt. I'm just putting this out there. And, like, she knows how to,
like, talk to you.
How to talk to me respectfully, but also, you know, if she has a change, request a change. And I'm like, I appreciate that so much. And I think a lot of the reason that she gives me the space to manipulate things in different ways is because I give good work. I think I should do that to you too.
I was really annoyed that she messaged me. She messaged me all this. She didn't even, like, bother to call me.
It would have taken 2 seconds for her to be like,
this was like a 45-minute ordeal because I was like, she was talking about her, like, what the new position is having to do. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I know there's another reason. Because at first I responded, this is Tipper.
Sorry, Tipper just jumped the gate. There's a reason there was a gate there, Tipper. Did you miss me? He just popped his little paws up on my knee. Did you miss me? Yes? Do you want a bees? Just for a quick little minute, okay? Oh. Are you having a hard time? A bee. Come on, you can do it. A bee. Come on. You're such a lazy dog. He's like...
So, I just feel like, I don't know, I'm just really bummed, really angry, annoyed, and just whatever, so. I know I'll bump up when we, like, start doing stuff, but I'm
glad I think this was a good night to have the pod, because there's just something, you guys, about, I don't know if it's that way of listening to us, but maybe it's, you need to, like, listen to us with a gummy or something, but there's something about when we sit down to do our pod, it's just very, like, cathartic, even after a crappy day. It's like, you kind of force yourself to fake it till you make it. Like, you know what, we're going to sit down, we got to do this thing, and we are going to enjoy ourselves, darn it, because it's our scheduled enjoyment time. And it does work. It's just a matter of forcing it.
Yeah, getting there.
Yeah.
Like, kind of getting out of, like, the work mode. Because, like, for us, like, when we come home, we do our, like, well, I have children. Katy's children aren't here, but I, like, get my children ready for bed.
I got rid of those suckers.
And then, like, we instantly, like, start getting ready to record. So, there's not a lot of, like, transition time between work and starting the podcast on Fridays, so it's kind of hard for us to get in the mood, because we're just stuck in, like, work mode sometimes.
We should make a TikTok or Patreon video of the ritual the ritual, okay.
Oh my god.
The sacred clink. No, all the things we do. Like you said, you wanted to write down what we do to get ready for our pod, just so we had a little checklist and didn't forget. We should do a little, like, we do this, we do this, we do this. We like this.
Get ready with me for the podcast.
Get ready. Yeah, we should do that.
That could be fun.
Yeah. All right, it's clink time. We got it. It's go time, people.
Time.
Fair warning.
Why don't you just send him over here?
Tippy,
how about you come sit?
Tipper, you're a chunk.
Lay down, Tipper.
Lay down. Okay.
No, Tippy, I don't want uppies. I'm sorry.
He just turned around and was like,
Tipper, why don't you get up here? Get up here. I'm sorry, but I don't want uppies.
No. Go lay down.
You're very cute and sweet, but can you go lay down? Tipper,
we're running the podcast.
Okay. He doesn't want to listen to his new stepmother.
Do you need to go potty outside? Wait. Oh, okay. Get off of the microphone. Do you need to go potty outside? Don't give me that look.
Draw.
Pause.
Oh my god. Okay. I just had a high thought, and I'm not even high.
And you're literally holding your Delta 9.
A gummy gingerbread house. I was like, oh, I want to build with it.
Oh, yeah, because our gummies are, like, in little squares. They come in a rectangle, and we cut it in half, and each of us has, like, a square. Oh, you made a little gummy sandwich. It's like a little hamburger with 2 lifesavers and a little square. Okay, we are going to clink now that Tipper has ruined the podcast, and we have spent 27 minutes ranting. It's clink. Whoa.
Oh.
I can't believe you just didn't clink me. I feel so betrayed right now. I don't trust you anymore.
Clink. Remember when I used to say tink?
Oh, yeah.
Not at all.
It always just makes me think of teabagging, like in your Halo armor. Tink, tink, tink. That's what I think of.
One big difference between me and Katy is Katy likes Halo, and I prefer Call of Duty more. That's one big difference between us, and I feel like we don't have a lot of differences in things.
Fun fact.
That no one needed to know.
This is a strawberries
and cream one, too.
Mm-hmm. Not a big fan of flavor. Does not taste like the strawberries and cream from the old pack.
I wanted to know. And now I'm really loud chewing. It's fine.
I don't think it tastes like strawberries and cream. It tastes like something else.
Do you think it's the watermelon?
No clue. Can't even tell. It's not bad. It's just not great. Do you want to talk about heavy breathing? Oh, yeah. I'm going to have to blow that sucker out. Now that we have clinked, we're going to do one more mini segment before continuing on to my special topic. That's right. It's my turn tonight. Be warned.
My half tasted so much like weed that I actually feel like I'm going to throw up. And I even took it with 2 gummies.
I was going to say, do your rainbows of gummies next to you.
Oh, that's how I know I couldn't smoke it. If I taste any of it, I'm like, nah.
Dude, some guy that came in today was so... It was so loud in my, my store. There was, like, he walked away and I was like, guys, I'm feeling happier all of a sudden.
That's funny.
I told Tim, I wish they would legalize it in Nebraska so bad. Do you know how quick I would jump ship and work in a dispensary? Like, people would be so happy and nice, I would think. Maybe. I don't know. Does anybody out there work in a dispensary?
Unless you, like, had to card somebody and they don't have their card. And, like, then just, like, buying cigarettes, people get mad when you have to ID them and you can't get cigarettes. I feel like it'd be the same way.
I'm sure there would be angry people, but I feel like there'd be less angry people. Then again, I'm pretty sure there's less angry people going to anger management counseling than people that walk into my store. So, that's that.
I'm gonna sneeze. Stop laughing. We had a short break.
All right, yeah, we had to take a tiny little mini break. Patience thought she was going to vomit all over the microphone. She didn't. Spoiler alert.
I think you would vomit if I vomited all over you. Would you?
Nah, I'm fine.
You're so great when I get drunk and then I vomit. She just takes care of me. It's so great.
You're like, I want to be drunk every night just to be taken care of. So, I think you should do it this week. You got this. Come on, just your best.
It doesn't help that I had a gummy in my mouth.
Oh, yeah.
I'm clearly a professional.
I believe in you.
Oh, I'm nervous. You got me like on... You put me on a pedestal! Previously on Gummy Buddies.
That was so good! You did great!
Gummy!
Alright, previously on Gummy Buddies, Patience, tell us more about government cheese. How many different types of cheese are there? And why the heck did they pick cheese?
Okay, so I should have researched that fact more when I did it, but so in the 1980s, the USDA, so a government program, purchased and distributed surplus cheese to low-income families, and they did this to stabilize the milk prices.
If you hear weird clicking, it's the buttons on my shirt that I forgot I have, so sorry.
So then...
milk prices. Oh, okay. Got it. It makes sense.
Sorry, I'm pulling up my phone. So, it wouldn't tell me how many kinds.
Okay.
Please excuse me. But it told me that, like...
It's fine.
Stop, Patience.
I'll make it quiet.
So, each vault has its own kind of cheese. So, for the example it gave me was... Vault 5 is dedicated to a specific type of cheddar cheese. So, I don't know, wouldn't that be crazy? Like, if you just walked through a vault and there's just cheddar cheese everywhere.
I'm picturing, like, in Harry Potter, the Gringotts Bank with the vaults below. Like, all the different cheese. Or, like, Scrooge with the money, where he swims in his vault of money with all the gold coins, but, like, shredded cheddar cheese.
So, like, this one, so then they have, like, so then it says, other vaults, Alpine. This vault houses cheeses inspired by mid-elevation cheeses from Swiss and French Alps, like Whitney, Alpha, Tolman, and Calderwood.
That's so weird.
It's crazy to think about. I'm like, that's kind of interesting. I don't know. And apparently there's over 2,000 types of cheeses. Well, then I know
You know so much about it. One might even say you're a cheese whiz.
I hate you so much sometimes.
Which technically probably isn't even
Pums?
cheese, let's be honest. The Pums? Puns.
Yeah, I think that's really interesting, though.
Is it Pam or Pan?
Tupper or Tubber?
Tupper.
Tubber. Tipper.
Don't say it.
No. Not Tipper. Tip the stripper.
Whoa. Wait. Your high idea you came up with. Titties and no.
Titties and kitties.
Titties and kitties, yeah.
Something like that.
Come to see the titties and pet the... If you're too scared to touch the titties, pet the kitties. That was your slogan you came
It was like the first night I got high,
your
too.
strip club with kittens. Yeah.
Yeah, because the kittens were really little when we were high. And I randomly said it one night.
Like, out of nowhere. She just spewed it. She's like, titties and kitties. And I was like, okay. It was great. It was when we were watching Greatest Showman, too, I remember, because her titties were...
Oh, yeah.
Lastly, one quick thing before I start my topic. Previously, also on Gummy Buddies, you girls chewed on a lot of food. You guys, we wanted to apologize.
I mean, Katy definitely does. I kind of don't want to apologize, because I like food.
We were chewing really bad while we were talking after our snack break. And then I
We're not going to do it again.
I need, if anybody has any advice, please let me know. I'm trying so hard to use diction, like, when I get high. I focus on it when I'm not high, and then when I get high, it goes right out the freaking window.
I have a breathing problem, okay? Your diction ain't gonna get any better, and
Between
my breathing
your
ain't gonna get any
problem
better.
and my slurring. I don't know how anyone can stomach us.
That's why we appreciate you all. Mm-hmm. And that's why we're willing to eat our snacks after.
Yes. So, yeah, we apologize. Yeah, we're gonna try to do better with that.
Sorry. But last time, we got so high together, like on the same level. It was great.
It was so much fun. I really enjoyed last time.
I feel like sometimes we never get that way, where we're like instantly on the same level.
Never, sometimes maybe, usually, sometimes ever, never.
Okay, calm down.
Yeah. Jinx?
Pecans? Murder? Pecans?
We just went, okay. My topic. I'm breathing heavily tonight, too.
She also hasn't told me.
Air. I have not told Patience. This is a surprise. Surprise. I wanted to do something with death. I wanted to do something with murder. I wanted to do something true crime. And I did. You're welcome. I am going to tell you a story about two men. It's not that kind of a story. Get your minds out of the gutter. It's actually a tragic story.
Oh.
About being caught in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Okay.
And it all starts off way over in China.
Oh, God.
Wow.
You're about to give me, like, some wacky names, and I'm not going to remember.
No. It's fine. So, on April 30th, 1968, a baby... Okay, I'm going to attempt to pronounce this the proper way.
And I'm going to make it not that way.
There's a very American way, easy way of saying it.
Okay.
So, it is mispronounced a lot, but apparently I'm going to try to say it the right way as best I can, and I do apologize. I'll do my best.
I love that you're so respectful, and I'm just like, nah.
You're like, mojo, whatever, lazy peeps. His name was Vincent Li. And it looks like it's L-I. A lot of people just pronounce it Vincent Li. But apparently, when I was looking at the pronunciation, it's got like a little after tick on it. It's Leah, or something like that. So, I'm going to attempt to do that, and I'm going to butcher it, and you're just going to have to deal with it.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay. So, he was born April 30th, 1968. Unfortunately, he was premature by 1 month. So, the healthcare system there where they lived, it was unable to provide incubation at the time, or any other modern tricks that we have now. Yeah. But he did survive. And according to his father, he began to walk and talk, but it was about 2 years late. And he was unable to start school until he was 9 years old.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. I mean, that is late, but I don't know. I guess it could be. I'm trying to picture, gosh, like my kid, he just started school. That would be him starting last year. I don't think I could put up with him being at home that long. So, fortunately, Vincent actually did pick up tremendously in high school. At 19, he ended up going to college, and he studied auto engineering, and even went on to get a bachelor's degree in computing.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, he did a big turnaround there. And in the 90s, he met and he married his wife, Anna. I think it's pronounced Anna. It was spelled different ways. Well, my throat just worked. Ribbit. While working at a factory in Beijing. In 2001, the couple immigrated to Canada as part of their federal skilled worker program at the time. Vincent even gained Canadian citizenship in 2006.
Whoa.
So, scooting up in time here, and he's doing pretty good for himself. I will warn you, the next bit of his life was confusing to me reading about it. He had the degree, but he didn't seem to use it. Like, look at me, I have my degree, but I don't even flip and use it. So I guess I get that. But with the immigration thing, I would have thought it would be a requirement to use your degree with certain jobs or whatever. But that doesn't sound like that's really what happened. But yeah, I don't know. It was kind of hard to keep track. It meandered a lot with different odd jobs. So during the fall of 2004 and spring of 2005, Vincent worked for a short period of time doing odd jobs for Grant Memorial Church in Canada. It was during that time that Vincent converted to Christianity and he got baptized.
Whoa.
Though he seemed to be a bit frustrated with communication barriers at times, he overall seemed fine at the job. He had no major incidents there. He got along well with the staff and all the churchgoers, but he did end up leaving the church to go work somewhere else as a forklift operator.
That's a drastic change from church to forklift.
Yes, I'm guessing it paid better, but to be honest, it didn't really list the reasons. At least where I was looking. But it was later revealed that while working at the church, he had chosen to convert to Christianity after, quote, hearing the voice of God. So, I understand. Everyone has different religious beliefs. Some people truly believe God is talking to them. When someone says all of a sudden out of nowhere that they're hearing the voice of God, to me, take it or leave it, it can be a red flag.
Can I tell you something really funny that made me think of? Mm-hmm. And, like, one of the most recent Golden Girls episodes, Sophia thinks that God, like, spoke to her in a dream and that she was gonna die. It was just someone through her window telling him that she could join her bowling team, and she, like, made this whole deal that she was dying. That's what that made me think of, and I'm like, Sophia!
That's great. I wish that were what was happening here. But he actually believed that it just kind of, it goes a little bit downhill here, okay? He believed God told him that he himself was the third book of the Bible, quote unquote. I don't know what he meant by that. I don't know if he meant, like, there's Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. There's the New Testament, the Old Testament. I don't know if he thought he meant he was, like, another testament altogether. He also said that God told him that he himself was the second coming of Christ come to earth.
Oh my gosh.
And my personal favorite, he also revealed that he was destined to save people from an alien invasion. Someone's got to save us.
That's true.
Yeah.
It was Vincent.
Mm-hmm.
Vivi.
Yep. Okay. We cannot call it Vivi. Stop. Gosh.
What if that, like, actually happens, though? Like, what if there's actually an alien invasion, and he was the one to save us? Like, we would all be dead.
Oh my gosh. Brief sidetrack from the story. Far Cry 5.
I haven't played it.
Oh my gosh, the story's so good.
I haven't played it. Don't you dare spoil it. I ended up buying it, and I just haven't played it yet.
For those of you that have played it, the ending, though, even though you get different endings, my ending, kind of what you're talking about. Not alien-related, but
I never even finished
it so that I can
Far
talk
Cry
about
4, I never even finished. I want to finish 5.
One too. I love Pagan Min. Wait, he's 4, right? Not 3? Okay, that was a gamer rant. Sorry, people. All right. So, Vincent truly began to take these beliefs to heart. He ended up separating from his wife that March. Yeah.
Did they have children?
Not that
Thank
not
God.
that I saw. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't see any reference to any at all.
I would hope not. Imagine, like, your dad being fine one day and then, like, coming home and he's like, I am the next coming. Yes. I will save us all. Like, how weird would that be?
That would be so, like, sad. I could totally see Caden being into it, though.
Oh he'd be like, okay, what's the game plan?
yeah, he would be on board. But, so Vincent he separated from his wife. He couldn't keep jobs, and he even ended up living out of his car for a time, despite his wife, like, still sending him money and supporting him as best she could, even with their estrangement. He just kind of, it was sad. He deteriorated really quickly. He ended up working at different places like Walmart, gas stations, McDonald's, Tim Hortons. Do you know what a Tim Hortons is?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, I had never heard of one before, and I went to one for the first time when I went to Michigan, and I was like, what's that?
Yeah, they're more of, like, the scooters, like, that we have, but I like their, I think they're called Little Timmies. They're little donut holes.
Oh,
you can get, yeah.
Little Timmies.
The first place I worked at when my training happened, they only had a Tim Hortons in the training center, and so I used to just eat lunch there while my training was going on.
I tried it a couple different times while I was in Michigan, and it was okay, but I didn't like their donuts as much as...
Not my favorite place. Like, so far, Scooters has my heart.
The drinks. They're good drinks.
So,
yeah. I feel like Dunkin', I preferred Dunkin' over Tim. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, things are not going well when all those random jobs. And it kind of is in the back of my brain. Like, he had this degree. It just kills me.
Yeah.
It's like, you went through all the hard work. And the way the system's set up, I wish that when you graduated, it was easier to find a job in your field, but it's really not. Like, if your college doesn't have...
Yes?
Oh, I thought you
I have a good thought that I'm going to say after you're done. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I just was saying, like, I wish you could get a job. I thought you're, like, moving your lips to either make weird duck lips with your fingers or pause us. Sorry.
This was in what year?
This was in 2005.
So, like, where he's living out of his car is still, like, 2005, you think?
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering, because, like, in my therapy, like, they talk about, like, they ask the questions, like, do you think, someone's speaking to you, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, mm-hmm.
I was wondering if they had things like that back then, but I don't think going to a mental health therapist was really popular back then.
I think it wasn't as popular unless you were, like, really, really, I don't think
because, like, to me, like, the first time I'm like, check him into the crazy, like, bin. And
they definitely, like, you're on the right track. They definitely do stuff for him. And they do, they try. But, yeah, it's wild. But there were psychiatrists back then. They just, they didn't have, like, they had therapy, but it just wasn't as commonplace. Right. They didn't have Talkspace. I was going to make a sponsor us joke, but man, I hear so many, like, Talkspace commercials on the podcast I listen to. It's crazy. All right. Back to my story. So sadly, over the next few years, Vincent started to hear the voice of God, voice, quote unquote, of God more and more, and he started wandering often.
Oh my gosh.
Traveling by foot or by bus, he went wherever he believed that God told him to. He did keep in touch with his wife, and he lived with her off and on, sharing with her his fears that the aliens were out to get him.
It would be so cool if he would have kept this all in a journal. I would love to, like, read it and dissect things.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it'd be interesting to kind of get inside the mind of somebody.
Like him writing his own testament or whatever. His own book.
And what if people look at your journals like that one day and like, oh, I want to read her journal. She's a...
Who drew the cat in their journal?
What if they found our journals and thought they were, like, normal sober?
Don't let my therapist see my
high journal. They put us straight to the loony bin. Protein equals up. What? Anyhow. So, yeah, the alien thing was definitely pervasive. He even ended up buying a big hunting and survival knife because he thought he needed protection from the aliens that had, like, infiltrated. Like, he genuinely was scared for himself. In the fall of 2005, Vincent had a full-blown breakdown, where he had heard the voice in his head tell him to drop quite literally everything he had, including his luggage just right there on the roadside, and he walked on foot to Winnipeg, where he believed it'd be easier to find a job. In his head, he was like, God told me to go here to look for a job, I'm gonna go. Police ended up finding him way later, dehydrated, completely malnourished, like just walking for days straight down the road. He didn't eat, he didn't sleep, just walking and walking and walking until they literally plucked him up and they placed him in a psychiatric facility. Psychiatric facility.
Do they take care of ficuses there?
They might have had ficuses. That's to be determined. But he left against medical advice. He did
not
say
you can't do that now.
Yeah.
Not saying anything. Not anything. Just saying you can't leave when you want to leave. That's not possible.
The tone of voice. I'm just saying, it'd be great if you were available now. Not that I would know, I'm just saying.
It's fine if this would have happened a few years later. He would have been okay.
Maybe that's a great point. If it happened in modern times, it might not have gone down the same way. But he did leave against medical advice when doctors recommended that he stay a full month under observation because they had diagnosed him with, you guessed it, schizophrenia.
I'm telling you, if you knew, like, being surrounded by people who have that, it is like this scariest thing.
You mean who have mental illness in general?
Like, schizophrenia is just really crazy.
Intense.
There's still people who get electroshock therapy. And, like, seeing them in the morning before they go do their electric, it's like us talking together, having a good time. They come back, you would think that they're two different people. They don't talk the same. They don't act the same. It's just so strange.
So sad. I'm like at a almost one for no reason. Like, I don't feel anything really. But I just had a thought. What if when the electric shock hit, like we're in a simulation and it kind of rebooted your personality?
Previously on Gummy Buddies, put this on there. I believe it fries your brain to restart the neurons or something in there.
So what does electroshock therapy do?
I'm almost positive because it resets part of your brain. So anyway, sorry.
And I don't know what all of the therapies they tried with them. I didn't go digging really, but yeah, he had left. He actually said that he escaped, quote unquote, and there was actually not even a record of his discharge. He just showed him there, and then he wasn't. So after the whole episode, he ended up, after he got out, he begged his wife to buy him a ticket back to China, and he actually did go back to China.
I would not do that. I would want him to be where I know he was. Like, now he's going to be walking around China talking about... Wait. Oh, God. No. Hold on.
Are you a 1-2 now?
Patience is just very stupid, okay? Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Don't judge me because I'm going to say something really stupid. Okay? Do they practice Christianity in China?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, there's obviously, I believe that Buddhism is the most pervasive religion there. However, there are Christians. I mean, there's different religions everywhere. Well, this isn't that long ago. Do you get in trouble? Look, it's 2005.
That was literally 20 years ago.
Whoa, okay. I'm offended. Shut up.
But no, it wasn't illegal. Like, you know how, like, in North Korea, they can't, practice certain things?
Religion tied in with the law. I don't know. I guess that's another previously on Gummy Buddy's history research. Because I'm historical research. Not every, a lot of countries, China is definitely a good, they're a very rich country. They're very well off, very well developed overall, actually. Their technology and their, I don't know. They're not, I don't think they're considered any sort of...
I was just wondering, because, if he's about to go back to China and he's, talking about God and stuff, I'm like, would he just be arrested and stuff for talking about God?
No. In the 2000s, no.
Okay.
And I really am very sure I'm not wrong on that.
I think I'm just thinking of North Korea.
There's different places where there's crazy rules. Oh my gosh, Singapore, they had some wild laws and severe punishments. I don't know how things are now, but I heard, unless my teacher was wrong, crazy laws in different countries. Get us killed.
Punishments. Like, if you did something, this would be your, severe punishment in that country that is, really wild and weird.
Well, it's kind of like we have stupid American laws, in Texas, it's illegal to own more than 2 dildos or something like that,
I like how you went to dildos.
Well, yeah. Okay. Everything circles back to dildos.
Sorry for getting us off
dildo?
Topic. Oh my God. Katie, stop.
Okay, so Vincent was going downhill very fast. His parents, back in China, so he did go back, they could see the severe difference in him. And his wife, she ended up even flying back there herself, and she did divorce him officially there. So,
aww.
Yeah. So while Li tried to get a job and settle him back home, he ultimately decided to move back to Canada.
Oh my gosh, dude, pick a place.
I know, I couldn't afford the amount of money Ooh. All right, so his ex-wife supported him once again. She was already back in Canada. She agreed to let him live there with her until he could get back on his feet. And I think that she was like, I can kind of see why you would buy him the plane ticket to go back home. Because maybe you think, he's by himself out here. He's just getting worse and worse and worse. What if we can get in with his family? What if... It's okay. What if, seeing his parents and everything really helps reset him? I can see how you think that might help. I didn't just smack my phone. So, she ended up talking about how he was while he was living with her. So she commented like that he would sit there and he would just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. Or he would go like days without sleeping at all or days without eating. And I can't imagine like having somebody that you know that is once one person and they just completely, like you said, it's like a completely different person. Only it's almost crueler that it's not an instant like electric shock change. It's like the gradual little changes make it more and more like I would imagine
like people with Alzheimer's.
Yeah, it's like it's almost better if there's just a snap. Don't edit that out, Katy. We wanted the snap. It's almost better if there's like, you know, a harsh change in a weird way.
Like an abrupt way.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I can't put myself in her shoes or any of these people. Everyone here was like, it was crazy what happened. I know some people are offended by the term crazy, but we call it like it is. Like crazy is as crazy it is. We all have our own form of crazy. On July 24th, 2008, scooting up a little bit in time here now, Anna found her ex-husband had gone off once again, but he left her with a note that read, "Don't look for me. I wish you were happy."
Dude, don't be playing with people's emotions like this.
I know. I'm sorry. It was like, yeah, he really loved her. And obviously she loved him. It's just, you know, mental illness, like, can tear people apart. Just ask me impatience. Frickin' she makes me want to murder her sometimes. Oh, bad joke, Katy. Bad taste. I'm so sorry, people. Oh, okay. Clip that out, Katy. What's wrong with you? All right.
You're so dumb sometimes. I love it.
Yeah. Okay. So on July 30th, 2008, this was July 24th was when he left the note, okay? July 30th, 2008. We're going to switch focus here.
Oh, gosh. Focus.
A handsome young man named Tim McLean was riding a Greyhound bus to travel back home to Winnipeg, the capital of Manitoba, Canada. Tim seemed to be one of the most vivacious people you could meet.
Oh, pause. What does vivacious mean?
I actually had in my notes explain what vivacious means just in case patients doesn't know what it means.
This is what happens when you're friends with a librarian who knows a bunch of freaking words.
It means like very lively, like a love of life. You know, like the life of the party, vivacious. That's a vivacious person. Okay? That, like, energized. Okay. He loved typical guy stuff like motorbikes and soccer. And he also loved food. And he had an enormous heart for everyone in his huge family. I'm going to show you pictures of Tim.
Oh!
He was a very handsome young man. I sound creepy saying that because...
This is an off-topic thing. I think it would be really fun if we got a projector and then we could just, like, show each other the pictures up on a big screen.
A PowerPoint projector. Ooh, I like it. That'd be cute. We should do that. I think
it could be fun.
Note to self, add that to our Gummy Buddies shopping list. A projector that connects by Bluetooth to your...
Genius.
I think I actually saw some ads on TikTok for, like, ones that lay in bed next to you and you can play a movie on your ceiling.
This is me itching my knee.
Hello. All right, so here is... He's just a nice, handsome young man. I think that...
Okay, question. Mm-hmm. Yes, totally my type.
Mm-hmm.
Totally my type. Yeah, okay,
yeah.
Okay.
He's a guy, you know. But...
How old was he?
He was 22.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So, Tim, adventurous guy that he was... He had been working as a carnival barker in Edmonton. What? And I'm going to tell you what a carnival barker is in case you don't know or anybody else doesn't know. Did you already know?
No.
Okay. So it's kind of like an old-timey thing. Maybe they do it more in Canada. But when fairs or carnivals would come to town, there'd be like the person that quote-unquote barked out advertisements for different things. So they'd either do it for the fair itself or events at the fair, like kind of like, get your peanuts, yeah, get your peanuts. Only like, for the carnival.
Okay. Whoa.
Yeah. So he had to be out there. I would be too shy. I'd be like, come over here. Psst, there's a carnival.
Can I make you... another dumb thing. I have 2 dumb things to say really quick. Hold on.
Okay.
Remember how we were talking about the broccoli thing earlier?
Yeah.
I kid you not. Sober me.
Mm-hmm.
I did not think broccoli was real. I even said it straight to my coworker's face, and he was like, what did you just say?
What simulation did you come from?
I was like, broccoli isn't real. And he goes, print that on a t-shirt. And I'm like, I thought it was an artificial plant that was genetically made. Like, I didn't think it was, like, actually real.
Where did you obtain that?
The aliens.
Apparently. Jeez.
So, yeah. What was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, the other dumb thing. I didn't know Canada could have carnivals. I thought it was, like, a U.S. only thing.
Oh, my gosh.
Don't judge me.
I mean, now in my brain, I'm like, how many different countries have carnivals? Like, do they have carnivals in...
Previously on Gummy Buddies.
Or carnivals of the world.
Yes, and how different they could be from each other.
Ooh,
our PowerPoint presentation.
We're giving ourselves too much homework this episode.
Okay.
Okay. No, sad look.
Oh, sorry. Continue with Tim.
No, you're great.
Cute Tim.
He was very cute. He was very handsome. Like I said, he was 22, and he had just recently actually found out that he had a baby on the way.
Oh.
Having already done most of the leg of his journey back home, he was hunkered down in the seat right in the back by the restroom. Tim put some headphones on to listen to some music, and he fell asleep against the window of the bus. The Greyhound stopped in Erickson, Manitoba, and who should board but Mr. Vincent Li. He sat towards the front of the bus. You're smiling at my attempting to say Li. He sat towards the front of the bus initially, but after about 50 minutes of the trip, he got up and he moved down the aisle to sit next to Mr. Timothy McLean.
Question.
During one of the bus's scheduled stops.
Were buses videotaped then?
Some.
I mean, like, was this one? Or, like, how did this... I'm curious, like, how they knew about it. Because, like... I wonder... Okay. Give myself a little more homework. See if there's a video of this. I want to know if there's a video.
So, supposedly there is. Of, like, some bus footage, but I don't know that you can see... I don't know that the camera reached all the way to the back. I saw a screenshot of one. I didn't click too deeply into it, because to be honest, I was very in my emotions about it when I was writing my research. Like, I felt so bad for him and for just everybody. I was like... I didn't want to, like, I'm a very morbid person, but at the time I couldn't handle seeing it. So there might be, but as much as I'm morbidly curious, I didn't dig into it because I was like, this just hurts. Like, it was very emotional. All right. So that's where I give you the graphic content warning, people, because this is going to get very graphic. Okay. You are smiling like a kid with a candy bar. I cannot with you. Okay.
Show me the death.
Okay, stop. Don't. She does it with finger guns. This is what we have to work with, people. Ow.
Funny enough, though, I don't think I could ever be like a mortician. That freaks me out too much.
You just reminded me of when I was playing mortician assistant. When I was wiring the jaw shut, I was opening and closing the jaw to make it sing. Okay. All right. Again, this, for those of you that are squeamish, for those of you on the very, very, very remote chance that you are related to these people in real life, you know, this is where you don't want to hear this. You've heard this story. Don't stop listening. Okay. So Tim woke up screaming in agony because Vincent stabbed him over and over and over again, all in his chest and in his neck. A guy sitting right in front of them yelled, "Stop the bus! Someone's getting stabbed! Someone's getting attacked! Everybody, get off the bus!" And the driver frantically pulls the bus over on the side of the highway. And people panic and they start screaming and running out of the bus in mass chaos. The whole time, Vincent didn't have eyes or look at anyone else. He just kept stabbing poor Tim McLean mechanically over and over and over and over again, nearly 60 times. Everyone except for a couple of passengers and the driver fled the area, fearing that Li would come after them. The man who yelled for the bus to stop joined with the driver and both started to go back into the bus to try and help Tim really quick, but one quick look let them know that it was way too late. They say Vincent was taking his knife and methodically cutting Tim's head completely clean off. Yep. So suddenly Vincent became aware of the other man's presence, and he ran to either, like, get off of the bus or attack them. And he starts chasing them with the knife.
What?
But when he slashed to try and get the guys, they, like, barely shut the door in time. And it, like, barely missed slashing the two men.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't imagine, like, the PTSD, like, therapy you'd have to go through.
I will tell you, I didn't have it written in my notes, but I did my research, girl. I got you. Remind me about the PTSD after.
Oh, patience, remember.
Okay, quick level check here before we... I'm a solid 3. A 3.
I think I'm kind of there.
I'm feeling nice. Just relaxed. Like, I'm able to focus and be respectful, but I am also just very...
Yeah.
It's like a glass of wine after a stressful day. My motor functions are affected a little as well. Yell at me if I start to slur.
The problem is I can't tell when you slur. My brain just hears you normally.
That's because we're soulmates. Okay. So the door shut, barely missed the guys. Vincent then continued on with his self-imposed mission, fully decapitating Tim McLean, and even walked over to the bus door to show the two men his trophy, holding Tim's head as if it were a lantern in front of him. All with this vacant look in his eyes, as if he was barely even there. Witnesses described him as having no rage or emotion. He was just acting like a robot, attacking him. That is weird. Yeah, it's weird. It's like a whole extra level of scary almost, you know? Like, dehumanizing makes it more scary in my mind. I don't know. Scarier. Whatever. So meanwhile, passengers were screaming. They're crying. There's several of them vomiting.
Is this like a road where there's no other traffic?
It was, it's Canada, so there's a lot of remote areas. But they're actually, it's funny you should say that. A trucker saw the group of people crowded outside of the bus, and he hurried up and he pulled over to help. And they yelled, like, he's got a weapon, he's got a knife. And so the trucker, he grabs his crowbar.
Oh, I was hoping he was going to have a shotgun or something.
This ain't America, okay? We're in Canada. Why did I say that with a southern accent? Katy. Get your crap together, Katy. Okay. So he comes over with this hammer and a crowbar, and they call the police, and the men yelled for Vincent, like, to get back. Anytime he tried to go to the door, they're like, stay in the bus, stay in the bus. The driver ended up going to the back of the bus because there's an immobilizer device, I guess, built into the Greyhounds. And so he did whatever he needed to do to activate that. Stop being southern. The driver deactivated that because Vincent actually tried to, like, take the bus and go at one point, and he had quick thinking and stopped to the... Yeah. Which I looked into immobilizers because I don't know how they work.
Mm-hmm. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, they're really interesting. Like, it's kind of like now you need your fob to start the car. It's kind of like that. It can disable the car from going even if it's hot wired.
Oh. Yeah. I want to know, like, what he was doing with the head. Like, I know he, like, showed it to people, but, like, did he, like, just set it somewhere so everyone could keep looking at it? Or did he, like, put it down? Like...
Yeah, I have an image of him,
or was he carrying it with
like,
him everywhere inside the bus? Like, I couldn't imagine, like...
Well, he stays busy. Unfortunately.
Are you going to be able to show me crime photos?
No.
Dang it!
Okay. They might be out there. I didn't dig them. Dig them? Yeah, I didn't dig them. Yeah. Okay. I'm saying a lot. Katy, stop.
Okay.
Okay. So police arrived in about 20 to 30 minutes. Having been stationed quite some distance away, it took them a while to get there. One of the witnesses said it was like an hour away, the nearest police stations. And then he's like, they got there in like 15, 20 minutes. Like, they said it was pretty quick. So there ended up being a standoff for a time. And police witnessed... I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time talking. out of nowhere. Police witnessed Vincent eating pieces of Tim's body that he had, like, cut off of Tim. He was eating him. They heard him say, "I have to stay on the bus forever." Finally, Li made an attempt to escape through the window, and the Royal Canadian Police, they ended up tasering him and capturing him at that point.
Are you able to show me what he looks like?
I will, yeah.
Thank goodness.
I do have that saved. Yeah. In Vincent's pockets, when they arrested him, they found Tim's ear and his nose and his tongue. He had placed...
That's so weird.
It is weird, yeah. He just started carving him up completely right there in front of all those people. He ended up taking pieces of Tim's body and putting it in different plastic bags that he had scattered, like, throughout the bus. Like,
that's so weird.
Parsing him out. They never did find Tim's eyes or part of his heart. And because there was nowhere for the organs to go or anything, they're presumed to have been eaten.
Yeah.
So, looks like he ate his eyes.
That's so weird.
But he was like, "No, I didn't do that. And he wouldn't admit to that. But they're
sense.
like, it has to. Where else would they go? Yeah. After his capture, Vincent, with blood smeared on his face, pleaded with the officers, "I'm sorry, I'm guilty. Please kill me."
What? This is so weird.
Like, he knew, like, right after, he was like, "No, what did I do?" He had the regret. So now I'm going to show you a picture of Vincent. And that is what he looked like.
Oh, your darn cracks on your phone.
Leave my phone alone. Leave Benny alone.
Whoa.
Yes. He's very handsome, too, to be honest. Like, I know he's a murderer, but he kind of looks like he could be in the movies or something. He's got a very, like, symmetrical face. I don't know.
Katy just complimented a killer. A murderer.
You look beautiful. Okay. Back to my spy here, sorry. So why? Why did he do it? Why was it such a random attack? Well, in Vincent's mind, he all of a sudden saw Tim as a demon that was like an alien disguised and sent to murder him. He just completely thought this was an alien or someone sent to execute him. So he did it because, like, he thought the guy was going to hurt him. So it wasn't even, like, he was just doing it out of defense.
In his mind,
yeah. He claimed that he scattered the parts of the body to try and prevent what he believed was, like, a supernatural creature coming back to life. So he thought he had to do that to stop him. The psychiatrist speaking on behalf of Vincent, Dr. Stanley Yaron, said something that stuck out at me. He said, "It would be in some sense easier if Mr. Li was an antisocial psychopath with a history of malicious behavior. But he isn't that. He is, as I've come to know him, a decent person. He is as much a victim of this horrendous illness as Mr. McLean was a victim." And that really, like, I don't know. That makes me sad, 'cause it's like, if I were Tim's family, I can't imagine. Like, I can't even say if I were and try to put myself in their shoes. But, like, that would make me so mad.
Yeah.
Like, how dare you say that my son's murderer. How dare you say that they're not, like, that they're, it just kind of takes away that responsibility, I guess. It takes away
accountability.
Yes, exactly. But flipping to the other side of it, I see, like, he is just obviously a very, very sick man.
But I feel like there should have been, because he would have known, like, these like, episodes would be happening.
Mm-hmm.
Because it had to have been getting worse. And I think that he knew. He was in that place for a reason. Mm-hmm. I feel like it should have been more, like, you have to get yourself help. Like, go get help.
Yes.
Kind of thing. So I guess I do see it from both sides, but he definitely could have helped himself.
Even though I agree with what the psychiatrist said, we can't forget about the innocent bystander who lost his life. Like, Tim, even though we talked a lot about Vincent, like, Tim obviously didn't do anything. No one does anything to deserve that, but...
Yeah. Holy smokes.
Except for patience.
Hey!
Got you. Alright, so Tim McLean, he's the person that did nothing at all to deserve any of this. I wanted to read an excerpt from his obituary.
Oh, Katy!
I don't know, it was so sweet. Like, I'm telling you, I was in my emotions with this because I listen to so many true crime things. I'm very blinded and jaded to how sad it is. And when I was reading it, this stuck with me. So, he said, the obituary said about Timothy McLean. He could always bring out the best in people with his charm and never tired of pulling pranks. Tim's appetite was legendary, both for food and for life. He could never stand still, and there was a whole world to see, and everywhere he went, he brought light and joy.
Oh.
And I thought, that was so nice. Like, oh, if my family said that about me, I would be very happy where I was at.
Yeah, that is very sweet.
Yeah. Something else that's just a super, super... this is just my personal... I didn't see this really written anywhere, but this is my take on it. I think it's just extra sad that I was Googling, this all started, I was Googling with the travel distance, and I was curious geographically the distance that he was on the Greyhound, like his destination, where he's coming from. I kind of needed to see because I'm horrible with geography, and I had to Google it. By the way, Alex is from Edmonton, where the carnival was.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hi, Alex.
Hi. I don't know why I said it like that. If you did just a direct drive on Google Maps, Edmonton, the place where Tim was working, to Winnipeg was a 13-hour drive. So 13-hour Greyhound drive. Even if you took it directly, it was a lot longer than that. The bus had like meandering routes through different big cities. 13 hours. Think about it. That's a long trip, long time in that bus, long time on the road.
Wait, how long ago? Sorry, I gotta remember. Tim was on the bus for 13 hours. Mm-hmm. Got it. But when did Vincent get on the bus? Same time or no?
They were on the bus about 50. He was on the bus approximately 50-ish minutes before he moved seats. So he was on it for a while. And then he moved to the back.
Can I give my reasoning why? Okay, so he was like, I think that this could be someone who was trying to kill me. Mm-hmm. Imagine being in a confined space. The buses aren't that big.
Yeah.
And then you have an episode while you're in there. And, like, let's say you keep looking back and, like, you think something's there. Or, like, I could see it. Like, I could picture it. I bet it would be, like, really weird and creepy.
Yeah, I'm most...
ISSing, and that's really weird, and I don't like it. Mm-hmm. Get out of this. Get us out.
We can't do true crime anymore at all. Okay, so the point, all that to say with the distance, 13 hours on the bus. Tim was killed only about an hour and a half from his house. Like, he was
he was that close.
The last little stretch there. And it just hurts. Like, he got so close just for that to happen, like, at the last second. It just, it's a whole other level that if I were the parent, I would be like, oh, if he was so close. He was almost home. And I just...
The saddest part about it is, though, for me, is that he was, like, hunkered down in a corner listening to music. Like, he had no idea.
No clue. And you know what?
And the pain he probably felt before he died, like, that's rough.
Yeah. And it kind of makes me sad, too, because people witnessed it, they know that he did wake up in pain and he screamed. Like,
it wasn't
because people witnessed that, it was, that makes it harder, too, knowing that he did suffer. So... All right, so let's just go over a bit of the aftermath of the whole event.
Does this talk about the PTSD?
Good job remembering.
I know, look at me.
Yeah, proud of you. The judge ruled that Li was not criminally responsible for the killing.
That has to hurt as a parent to hear that.
I know, but I get why a psychiatric, don't get me wrong, he still did have to go into a facility, but he didn't have to go to prison.
This sounds horrible. I wonder if in the courtroom, when the parents were there, like, I wonder if he showed any amount of, like, sympathy or, like, how devastating this was. Or was he just like, yep, I did it. You know,
I guess like, from what it sounded like, he, like, didn't talk much in court. Someone said that he said, like, basically one sentence, which was, please kill me. But that was referenced in only one article I saw. Wow. But he definitely did say that to authorities, like, at his arrest, and then supposedly a little bit in court.
I wonder if when he was arrested, they, like, medicated him, like, after, like, he diagnosed. Like, do you think they medicated?
I mean, well, they can't not at that point, you know, if he's dangerous. You know, for whatever, anyone, even if you don't have a psychiatric disorder, if you're attacking people and you're dangerous, you can trank them.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. So not criminally responsible for the, because of the psychiatric reasons there. Aftermath also, 5 months later, Tim's baby was born.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah. So that ended up being, like, the family had custody battle issues with, you know, and Tim's mom was like, oh, you know, this is a gift because Tim's gone. Like, he's got his son. I need to take care of him. And they had all sorts of issues, which are just, you know, it's a nightmare in itself. But Tim's mom did end up actually advocating for stronger punishments, even when perpetrators aren't criminally responsible, like with what happened with her son. She, I guess, was a big proponent of correcting that and still, like, there should still be some kind of punishment. You know, you can't, just because you're not criminally responsible doesn't mean.
Yeah.
You know. Aftermath regarding Greyhound. So they ended up coming, all those people, you know, off the bus, they ended up coming, there was hotel provided, food provided, and they even took the whole group out to, like, a department store nearby and got them all new sets of clothes because clothing was left on the bus. They couldn't access their clothes. They were stranded with nothing.
Greyhound did this?
Greyhound did that, yeah. Well, for sure they bought the clothes. This is going to sound like a weird specific detail, but it is. They for sure bought the clothes, the hotel and food that was provided. That might have been part of the police's crisis team. Like, they had a crisis team that came and helped. Ouch. Oh. I gotta move my elbow. Or the desk. I shall move my coffin. Or the chandelier. Anyways. A vague Dracula done loving it quote right there. Greyhound. Okay, so I got it. They did the I'm not crying. I'm also not laughing. I'm not laughing. It's not funny. They did the best thing. Okay. I'm sorry. I have to find humor. They pulled, a week after the event, they pulled this ad from their billboards. You want to read it for me, Patience? That's so bad.
What? There's a reason you've never heard of bus rage.
So bad. I'm glad they thought to remove it, but I'm like, the irony. I can't believe they had to pull their whole campaign down.
Oh my god.
Isn't that? It's not funny.
Whoa.
But I mean, I feel like if it were somebody in my family, I would also be laughing at that. My voice is... Okay, we are going to finish this up. About Vincent Li. He changed his name to Will Barker. Kind of wanted a fresh start. And on February 10th, 2017, the Manitoba Criminal Code Review Board ordered that Li be discharged. Li was granted an absolute discharge, which meant there would be no legal restrictions or obligations pertaining to his independent living. So as of 2017, your neighbor might be Will Baker.
Barker.
Did I say Barker the first time?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Vincent. Will. I'm sorry.
The PTSD thing.
Oh, yes. Huh.
I really want to know.
I shouldn't be so excited about PTSD. Random fact that I remember reading. One of the first officers that arrived on the scene, he committed suicide in 2014, and they believe it was from
PTSD.
Good. Yeah. Well, not good. It was horrible. It was bad. I think it's a great time for me to stop talking about serious things now because I can't be respectful anymore. I've hit the peak snack time. Like 5 right now is my level check.
Level check.
I'm at a nice 5. I feel like did I get through that respect? I wanted to be really like, it's so touchy because I want to be a funny podcast, but I want to be respectful. Yeah, so that's my case. Mr. Tim McLean and Vincent Li. And I'm sorry, I mispronounced it.
That's just crazy to think about.
Yeah, just imagine, I can picture myself just being a random passenger on the bus and like all of a sudden hearing the screaming and panicking and looking around and trying to see what's going on and why we're stopping and I can picture myself just, being the person that you can picture the cold glass of the window on your head for Pete's sakes. Like you've been that person before. Everyone's like laid their head on a bus window and
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like I heard about this growing up. Like, I vaguely have remembered the story. I remember it was a big news thing, even in the U.S. So I vaguely remember a story that was about this and stuff. Not too much. I vaguely do.
This was the
My
first
mom used
I
to,
had ever heard of this.
Every morning at 6 o'clock, we always have the news on. So, I grew up watching the news, so I feel like it was something that was said at once. But that's just really sad.
Yeah.
Very, very sad.
It is. And so we're going to bring you back up after our snack break, though. We're going to change topic. We're going to switch off of the true crime and get our snack going on. We're going to have some fun, and we're going to be laughing so much, you guys. Like, totally.
Totally.
Yeah.
I'm only at like a 3 still, or like a 4.
I'll have to decide what to do about that. I think there might be something I can do to help involving Pete.
I did already have a slice, though. Pizza. We're talking about pizza.
Yeah. Regarding pee. And you're like, yes.
So,
okay.
Yeah. We're gonna go do some things.
Sings, yeah.
And then we'll be
and
back.
Snacks, yes. Cute snack noise.
Okay. Hi, we're back from snack time. Level check.
Level check. A solid 6. At least a 6.
I
would say no more than a 7.
I think I'm still at the 4.
I
think it'll eventually peak here soon because I'm starting to actually. I'm at the
feel
point
like it increasing quicker.
The train of thought is starting to go, so I know I'm getting up there. My genius idea, as something we can do. We're gonna ask Google a random question, and learn something new together.
Oh, learn something new together.
So basically, when you go on Google,
okay,
in Google you type in "I'm feeling curious."
Whoa.
And it asks a question, and I can keep asking them. And it will generate random questions.
Oh.
So, we're going to do one.
Wait, are we trying to quiz to see if we know the answer? Or
we can.
Because I'll feel super smart if I know the answers to things.
Are you smarter than a 5th grader? I still think that would be really fun for us to play. Let's see. Some of these are also, stupid questions that I feel like everybody should know. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe I'm just dumb.
Well, then give me those so I'll feel smart.
It doesn't also... It gives me, the answers, but, they're kind of long.
Okay.
We'll just go with one.
All right, let's try that.
All right, so here's the first question. Why is the human body temperature 98.6?
Ooh, okay. So... I am just these answers are going to come out so high, I think. Which could be a really good thing or a really bad thing. Okay. My high brain thinks that the body is 98.6 because that is the exact temperature that, when you're eating food, it makes sense as far as your caloric intake. And so your body needs to be at a certain temperature to bake your calories. And, otherwise you'd have to eat, a whole lot of food if it didn't burn at the right rate or, eat almost no food. Am I making any
No,
sense?
it does. It does.
Okay.
It's actually kind of close to the answer. So, okay, sorry. The scientists have found the reason why our body is 98...
and it could kill bacteria more. Sorry, if you get sick.
Apparently, it's the perfect balance as it's warm enough to prevent fungal infection, but not so hot that we need to eat nonstop to maintain our metabolism. It's basically what you just said.
It for both things?
Yeah.
Look at me go.
Oh, I'm so impressed.
I'm so proud too.
See, I think this is fun.
Okay, I like that. But I need a phone. And I have a phone. I have a phone. Google, what?
So just go to Google and type in I'm feeling curious, and it'll start, like, popping random questions. I just keep re-asking questions to find one that, like, I know that you may or may not know.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to type in I'm feeling, and I'll tell you what the first Google result is before.
But there are ones, Google has more. Like, I'm feeling happy. Google.
My suggested. I told you I was going to tell you my suggested. I'm feeling depressed. That's my suggested.
So.
Okay, I am feeling curious.
Every time, so, like, certain ones, if you're, type in I'm feeling lucky, it'll pull up a random search on Google. Isn't that crazy? Okay, go ahead. Hit me with it.
Let's pull up random search on Google. Mm-hmm. I like that. I like seeing the random searches, or like the random suggestions.
Okay.
All right.
You're going to give me a hard one.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just laughing because of what I thought it said. Who was the first president to take... I'm slurring. I heard it.
Oh my goodness.
There you go. Hi.
You sit up a straight posture,
Future
then.
Katy, you're welcome.
Future posture.
I literally am.
Nope, more straight.
But I love being gay.
Oh my god. Ask me your question.
That's so funny. My question. Who was the first president to take the oath of office from his father? I thought it said the oaths of office. And I was giggling at that. Full circle. Who was the first president to take the oath of office from his father?
My first thought was Theodore Roosevelt.
No, but good guess.
I know there were, like, father and sons before then. There's Adams.
Family. That's who we let ran our country. Ran our country? My grandma. She used to talk. Okay, Katy, go with your random thing. It's Coolidge. It's Coolidge. You wanted the answer first.
Oh my gosh, you know what's really funny? It just triggered a memory. In high school, my president that I had to research was Calvin Coolidge.
Ah, John Calvin Coolidge.
I don't
Calvin
remember
Coolidge's
much.
father. A notary whose home the then vice president was visiting in 1923 when he learned of the death of President Warren G. Harding. That is directly from the Wikipedia Oath of Office of the President.
Katy, you're going to be so mad at yourself because you were just talking really, really low.
Oh.
Ding.
Ding. What was that?
We're dinging you.
At least you didn't bonk me.
Bonk. I'm trying to...
This is stupid.
What?
The question. I was like, what?
Okay. You ready for yours?
Mm-hmm.
Are sea cucumbers animals or plants?
Oh. Plants.
Is that your final answer?
No.
It's Jeopardy now.
Planimals.
Oh my god.
I'm not wrong. It's part of the... I'm a genius.
God.
Danimals. It's an animal. It's an animal. But sea pickles, those are plants, right?
I don't know. The question was sea cucumbers.
Or did I just make that up?
So I knew this one because I like the ocean. So they're an animal. So they're in the same class as like starfish and sea urchins. They actually have small tentacle like tube feet that like help them move and are like feeding. So weird. You want to see my favorite?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Obviously.
So don't laugh. So there's a live,
So like the follow thing with the animal tracking. What? For a sea cucumber.
No.
Is there a follow bracelet for
there's a ship that goes out to this ocean and studies, like, something I want to do as a marine biologist. Mm-hmm. And they take the Nautilus there, and it's basically a machine that goes deep down, and they find all these creatures on, like, it's really cool to watch.
Flip ship. Full circle.
Flip, flip. Let me, I gotta find it.
Yip yap. You killed Yip yap.
Oh my gosh. It's so pretty.
I was sitting too far back. Yes, I was. Why am I singing? Okay.
So they look like this.
But they like it.
They change colors.
But yet it looks like it needs to be on some Reddit feeds, I know.
They're so cute.
Oh, yeah. So cute.
I think they're really cute. To watch them move is really cool, too.
Honestly, just first glance, they remind me of... I unlocked a memory.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else.
I got to the level where I apparently burp mid-word, and where I unlock memories that I completely forgot existed that I don't think about, like, ever. So are you ready for my memory? Mm-hmm. All right. In the early 2000s, not the late 90s, early 2000s, sorry. Remember when Claire's used to have jewelry, and it was like hot glue almost, or it was like, pew, pew, with all the little spikes, and it was on everything. It was on keychains. It was on rings. It was on tongue rings. It was on earrings. The little plasticky, it's like on a ball. Spike, 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 spike. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Forgot that existed, and that's what
they're still around.
Reminds me of. Okay.
Okay, I want to show you my favorite sea slug. They're so cute. They're called,
lay it on me.
Leaf sheep. This is a sea slug.
Isn't it so cute? I've actually seen those before, but I forgot they existed.
Yeah.
They're so cute. I want one as a pet, and I want one now. I want one more than an axolotl.
That is so cute, right?
They're so cute.
They're so pretty. Like, the tips of them.
Why don't they have them as pets? Like, as little... Because how big are they? Does it say?
It's 1 centimeter.
Oh my gosh. And then, if you had, like, a little magnifying glass on the side of your tank so it zooms in on his little face. That would
oh my gosh. So they're found on Lizard Island in the Great Barrier Reef.
I love them.
That's actually
I want to marry one.
Okay. It's a slug. Calm down.
Like, he's my life partner. Don't judge me.
That's really cool. Okay. That was my question. Yeah.
I love them so much. I forgot they existed.
Are you crying over a sea? You're crying over a sea slug?
Yeah, I can't cry because I'm going to make my... I know how to make my makeup run.
What is the video?
I know. Lord, I forgot we were.
God. I am not, and I want to be there with you.
I'll throw you a rope and pull you up. It's okay.
Okay.
Quit leaning back, Katy.
I'm gonna ask you another question.
Mm-hmm. Wait, it was my turn.
Okay.
What state is the source of the water functions? What state is the source of the Mississippi River? I finished a sentence.
So basically, what state has the what?
The source of the Mississippi.
What state has it?
Mm-hmm.
Michigan?
I wouldn't even have known the answer to this, I don't think. The source of the upper Mississippi branch is traditionally accepted as Lake Itasca? Itasca? I don't know. 1,475 feet above sea level in Itasca State Park in Clearwater County, Minnesota.
Oh my god. I hate it.
It's one of my favorite accents on the planet. I love it so much.
Wisconsin.
Nice pop.
Wisconsin.
Did you just defend the Wisconsin accent? Excuse you? That's not... Minnesota's way worse than Wisconsin. But I loved him.
I had a really good question, but you'd kill me if I asked, so I don't want to ask it.
Wait, what?
I can't ask you this question because sober you would kill me.
Sea slugs? I can't cry.
No, it's something that you hate. That I always bring up.
Oh.
No, it's something that I always bring up and you don't like it.
Oh.
The Blue's Clues song.
That's not... I wasn't on your train track.
No, the Blue's Clues song.
What about it?
Refraction.
Told
you.
I understand the blind rage now.
Let's see. Ooh, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Do hippos sweat red?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm impressed. Good guess.
Thanks.
So, they produce their own sunscreen in a form of a sticky reddish sweat. It is told Nature magazine that the oily secretion is made up of 2 unstable pigments, one red and the other orange. I kind of want to see a picture of it.
Hippos. This can only go right, Googling hippos.
Oh, okay.
Does it look just like kind of a dusty, rusty color?
Yeah, I mean, like...
Oh, it does kind of look like they're soaked in blood a little bit, or like a newborn almost.
No, so weird. Interesting. Learn something new every day.
All right, are you ready?
Hit me with it.
Okay. Where did the word ketchup come from?
Okay. Are you meaning like a country?
Easm.
Or yes? Is that a yes?
The word ketchup, where did it come from? Not the actual ketchup, but the word ketchup. Why do they call it ketchup?
Oh. I feel like you just said
you
ketchup.
were totally on the wrong question.
So I had time for the tomato to catch up. I don't know.
Oh my god.
I have no idea.
The most popular theory is that the word ketchup was derived from kochiap or ketchup in the Amoy dialect of China, where it meant the brine of pickled fish or shellfish. Some people prefer the Malayan, oh my gosh, can't English, word ketchup, spelled Ketjap, by the Dutch, which may have come from the Chinese in the first place. And that is that.
Interesting.
I hate when people say catsup. Ugh, those people.
Yeah, that's annoying. Oh my god, I have to read you the funniest question it just gave me. Mm-hmm. Is Elton John a knight?
It gave me that question too, and I skipped it. That's the one I was like, stupid. Because everybody... No! It's not what you think. It's because everybody knows he's Sir Elton John. Like, that's an easy one. I see what you mean about the easy ones. They're stupid.
Yeah.
All right. Why did I say that like that? Oh my gosh. I have a 90s rapper inside of me, apparently. What is the RPM of a half-speed record?
Oh, what's half of the record for the fastest?
The RPM of a half-speed record. Like a vinyl record. Like the old school, like... Yeah.
You know what? Hold on, you want to know how I know I'm getting high?
Oh, yeah.
I thought you were talking about, like, Usain Bolt, like the
fastest guy on the
runner.
planet.
Yeah, like, I thought you were talking about, like, a record of running.
Got it. Like, half speed was, like, a category of track. Yeah.
Yeah, so I have no idea.
The RPM of a half-speed record. Vinyl records are produced to be played at one of 3 speeds, 33 and a third RPM, 45 and 78 RPM. You will almost never deal with 78 RPM records, so don't worry about that. Most full-size 12-inch records, you know what I'm talking about, will be 33 and 1/3 RPM, though some, mainly EPs and maxi singles, will be at 45 RPM. That's so many words to have to read when you're high.
Interesting. Yeah, right. We were not on the same page.
Keep going. Help me with your best boo-boo-boo-boo. Future Katy, I'm sorry for the way that I...
Let's see. Sorry.
Did you see the TikTok of the mermaid with her head getting bit by the fish? Like, it totally enclosed her head in its mouth. Man. It was wild. There's a mermaid, like, over in... Actually, in Asia somewhere. I think.
They're wild
and
over
it
there.
showed the shark just being like, whomp, right on her head. Like, she turned out to be okay, but... What? Do you ever see the TikToks of mermaids? And they're just really, really freaking pretty. Floating in the tank, and then you wish you were a mermaid, and then you wish you were skinny and a mermaid. They all look so beautiful. And their hair. I'm gonna cry over the mermaids now. The mermaids and the sea snails in the same tank. How cute would that be? Don't cry.
You're crying over sea slugs. Mermaids and sea slugs.
And there's them both so cute. What's wrong with me? I'm like that drunk that's just ridiculously overly emotional for no reason. Pull yourself.
Oh my God.
Man down.
Hi, Katy, you were crying over sea slugs.
No, I'm not. Wait, I did a little, but we can't keep talking about it.
Oh my gosh.
I recognize this is stupid. Okay. Talk about freaking psychiatric. Oh,
you're so funny.
As my best friend, will you promise me not to get on the Patreon video before looking and seeing if I have makeup all over my freaking face?
Okay, let's do one more question.
I think that's a good idea.
Let's see.
Okay. I'm ready for it.
That's so funny.
I can't think about times laughing past, because they'll become laughing present.
Oh my God, I have a really good question, and I love that all mine are animals tonight. Do sea otters have pockets?
Yes.
How do you know?
Because I see little pictures of their fins in their little pockets. Like their cute little sea otter homies.
Under each foreleg, the sea otter has a loose patch of skin that extends across the chest. This is its pouch, preferably the left one. The animal stores collected food to bring in the surface, and then the pouch also holds rocks that are, like, unique to them. Remember, and they, like, break open stuff with that unique rock.
Oh my gosh,
so cute.
Wait, isn't the otter like nope, penguin pebble. I'm thinking of penguins. They give the gift. I was thinking like, oh, do sea otters do that too? That'd be
no,
cute
they
if
they find special.
I would cry.
There was actually
they proposed with sea slugs.
Levi used to really be into otters.
Yeah.
So that was like his favorite thing to watch, and it was so cute.
I actually remember you saying that. Oh.
It was so cute to see him like want to watch the videos, and there'd be an otter with this special rock just breaking over like shellfish, and it was so cute. And I'm like, oh, that was a good phase.
So they have a special rock they pick?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do a previously on Gummy Buddies. I want to talk a little more about that. That's interesting.
Yeah. And
memo to me, made me at my
that could be so fun if we both just pick out random rocks to be our special rocks and we rock paint. Painting rocks, there we go.
Oh my gosh.
We have the kit.
Just give it to me. Oh. No, don't clip this. Julie, just today, was showing me all the pictures of the rocks she painted.
We're doing it.
She's been doing tons of them. I do think it looks really fun.
Wait, remember your date night book? How we go to the store?
We gotta start doing them.
Mm-hmm. We were gonna do that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I got a book. Yeah. Or the lottery thing. The card? The scratch off?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a thingy, not a book. It's on, I got it on Shein, or, yeah, I got it on Shein. I don't think I got it on Amazon. But it's a date night scratch-off card, and it's like a deck of cards, basically, but with all these different things you can do, and you just scratch off the side of it. You don't know what it is. It's a surprise. You pull one from the box, and then it gives you, like, the only thing it gives you is, like, how long ahead you need to plan for it, how long it's going to last. And then there's a spot on the back to put, like, a picture. You can
There's
take
also
a
money sign, so it'll tell you, like, how expensive it is.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The one we pulled was we both go to the store together. It could be anyone, and, like, we pick out the same thing for each other, but what the other person would like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, like, I'd pick out your favorite drink or whatever. And
yeah, there was something else, like, a cute twist on it, too. I can't remember. But, yeah. And then, like, the one that I pulled for me and Ty was making a time capsule and burying it together.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, that's cool. It gives you ideas that you don't think of, like, really unique stuff. So, anyways, date night cards, scratch-up cards.
I think that'd be really fun to rock paint and us go to the store and just pick out paints
Speaking
together.
Of painting, are we going to do that?
We can.
I'm okay with it whenever, but I'm just like, ooh, for our Patreon plug here, we usually do an activity on our Patreon like that.
We do.
You seem quiet and lean back.
I'm lowing. I'm kind of, my back's still hurting. So, and like sitting like straight up in this chair hurts my back. The great attractors really have a problem.
They're attracting the pain.
I need to start like sitting with a pillow behind my back or something. I think that'd help. Mm-hmm. So,
all right. Well,
I think this was a good ending.
I enjoyed myself, obviously, immensely. I regret nothing. I'm so excited to eat more snacks, you guys. I love you. I love recording, but snacks, you know? Okay, well, thank you guys. One more quick thing. Don't forget, before we end our contest, we have an Easter contest. On Easter, we're going to pick our winner for anybody that DMs us what, Patience?
At Gummy Buddies Podcast at gmail.com. Or any of our socials.
Okay, we're going to retry this.
I liked it. I did good.
No. I was trying to prompt you to say, like, what the contest was.
Oh. I'm playing with the squishies.
Okay.
Really got me distracted.
It's time to get out of here. We gotta get out of here before we spiral.
Basically, just what we said at the beginning. Thanks.
Okay. That's not how professionals do it. We're obviously professional.
You were just crying over a sea slug.
No, you were. You're such a dork. Send us an email at clear, concise, loud, prompt. How many more?
I don't know what you said.
Email us at
gummybuddyspodcast@gmail.com. I did it
fast this time. A good pace. How many? That's fine. That's fine. Yes, send us an email at gummybuddyspodcast@gmail.com. You can send us a message on Instagram or on TikTok.
You're so prompt and formal right now.
Bummy buddies. We're about to go be bummy buddies at Gummy Buddies Podcast. And then lastly, you can look for our Patreon at Gummy Buddies Podcast.
Literally, we need a better ending. I feel like we just need to be like, it's all like Gummy Buddies Podcast. There you go.
DM us your favorite Gummy Buddies quote. And you might win a snack basket. We post pictures of different snack baskets. You get your very own from us. So send us that free DM. No fee to sign up on our Patreon. You can send it there too. It's $3 a month there. But DM us anywhere. Thank you so much for listening to us.
Thank you for listening to Katy's story.
I gotta tell you something. This part of the sign-off, whenever you do your portion, you remind me of my kids when they pray for dinner. You're like, thank you. All right. And thank you for being our Gummy Buddies.
Is it buddies or buddy? I feel like we do that every time.
Episode. Or like 2 episodes. Maybe? I don't know.
Full
circle.